Bye, Reggie. A very good morning to you. What's the latest from your area?
Well, good morning to you, Blaine. As you know, the eyes of the world descended on us, and as we head to the polls on Wednesday to cast our votes, and some people were saying that they could sense Ubuntu on Wednesday when they head out to cast their votes. And you know that the results are trickling in here in the Northern Cape. We expected the results to be finalized yesterday, but there was somehow of a delay in that process. Vote counting is done. It's just the capturing that the IEC is just struggling with at this moment. But I am now joined by the IEC's manager here in the Northern Cape, Bonolo Modise, who's just going to tell us what the reason for this is. Good morning to you, Mr. Modise. We expected the results to be finalized yesterday. 97 voting districts already declared. What's the delay though?
Well, Reginald, we had a system difficulty in one of our local offices in Jomorolong. We could not capture results for 2 hours, but we decided later on to move Jomorolong to a neighboring office in Kuruman, where we were able to capture the results from the It was something that was beyond our control, but we really tried to do our best to ensure that we capture those results.
And then also just tell us how many voting stations still need to be captured?
Well, this morning there were 6 voting stations whose results still needed to be captured. But I believe that by now those 6 would have been captured, but I can only verify that once we're done with this interview.
And then also just tell us, because many people asked me about the allocation of seats political parties in provincial legislature.
Well, there is a quota that determines the number of votes that a party needs to get in order for it to get a seat. So you firstly need to know the total number of valid votes that were cast in the province for you to be able to work out the quota. So it is a simple arithmetic that one needs to go into. And for those that are interested, before the Commission makes that announcement, they make that maths.
Just lastly, going back to voting, this week I did a story about people who were admitted to hospital and were not able to cast their votes because one of the patients I spoke to was in an accident on Sunday, didn't apply for a special vote, and unfortunately didn't get the opportunity to vote on Wednesday. Is this something that the IEC is going to look at in the near future for those who have been admitted to hospital to cast their votes?
Well, the issue of people who find themselves in hospitals on election day comes up now and then. It sometimes sounds as if we are lacking empathy when we say to a person that we can't visit a person in hospital. Our resources and person power gets stretched when we have to administer special votes, as it is on special votes. And you can imagine if on Wednesday we need to attend to such special cases. The answer that we always give is that unfortunately we, as a commission, we would not be able to visit people in hospital if they were not part of our arrangements to consider them for special votes. Election day, we only open our stations and only people who come to stations are taken care of.
Thank you very much. It was the IEC manager here in the Northern Cape, Bonolo Modise, just giving us an update as to when that final result of the Northern Cape will be in. We know that 97% of the voting districts here in the province have been declared, with the ANC sitting at 57%, the Democratic Alliance at 25%, and then the EFF at 8% at this stage. Blaine?
Reginald, I know you are based at the IEC headquarters covering incidents or events from there, but what sort of reports did you get for the whole of the week? You know, we had election day on Wednesday and results coming in. What was the mood in the Northern Cape?
Well, people could sense they could sense Ubuntu, as I was saying earlier on, and many people, irrespective of whether they voted for ANC, DA, Freedom Front Plus, or they were they were getting the opportunity to exercise their democratic right and to cast their vote in the sixth general elections of South Africa. And most people actually told me that they are hopeful for South Africa and that things will get better. So it's all systems go, and people made their mark, and all eyes were on South Africa. So we are only waiting for those final results to come in and for the IEC to announce that final result there in Pretoria, Blaine.
Yeah, one would say hopeful seems to be the buzzword for elections 2019. Reginald Witbooi, thank you very much indeed for your reporting. Appreciate it. Reggie's coming to us live from the Northern Cape.